station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
Come on, come on, come on.
All right, 24 minutes before 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. It's time for News Bites. This is the portion of AM Ocala Live during which Robert and I read the news. We refrain from offering any commentary of our own. We do not paraphrase the wording of the stories. We read it as it was published. And we only read the first few paragraphs, and that is so that we can give you the gist of the story. The details will be up to you. You'll have to go online to find the story. And the way you do that, simply go to the website that we identify, of the news agency that we identify, I should say. And that's it. So let's just begin. The first story is from ABC News. It was a scary night at sea for the passengers aboard Royal Caribbean cruise ship Anthem of the Seas as they were caught in hurricane-force winds off the Carolina coast last night. Furniture tumbled over, ceilings fell down, and tabletop objects crashed to the ground as the ship tried to regain its footing amid 30-foot waves, with the company reporting no serious injuries. About 4,000 passengers were ordered to stay in their cabins. Some passengers reported the ship listing at 45 degrees. The ship left New Jersey Saturday for a 7-night cruise to the Bahamas, but instead will dock at Cape Canaveral, Florida because of the weather. Royal Caribbean says the ship's seaworthiness has not been affected. On Sunday, February 7th, while sailing to Port Canaveral, Florida, Anthem of the Seas experienced extreme wind and sea conditions with wind speeds higher than what was forecast, according to the report.
North Korea launched a long-range rocket yesterday, drawing stern condemnation from the United States, Japan, and the United Nations. While Pyongyang said the rocket carried a satellite, the launch was widely viewed as a cover for testing ballistic missile technology in defiance of United Nations sanctions. North Korean the state media is quoted as saying, "We have totally succeeded in launching the fourth Kwangimang-Songsong satellite." It says the satellite reached its planned location in space in 9 minutes and 46 seconds, reported by MSNBC.
And from the Washington Post, for weeks, former President Bill Clinton has been the doomsday device of Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign, a mighty weapon capable of doing great good or harm to her campaign, so held in reserve until absolutely needed. Now, as Hillary Clinton, who barely won the Iowa caucus last week, seeks to seize momentum from Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders in his own backyard days ahead of the New Hampshire primary, that moment of truth has come. The former president, uncharacteristically quiet in recent weeks, even as Republican contender Donald Trump called him an abuser, struck out at Sanders on Sunday, according to reports from Bloomberg, Politico, and the New York Times, while campaigning for his wife in New Hampshire, leveling charges that the senator is hypocritical and that some of his followers are sexist.
Donald Trump said yesterday he would go through a process to end waterboarding status as a war crime in order to use it against ISIS if he is elected president. Trump's quote, "I'd go through a process and get it declassified. Frankly, certainly waterboarding at a minimum. They're chopping off heads of Christians and many other people in the Middle East. They're chopping heads off. They laugh at us when they hear we're not going to approve waterboarding, and then they'll have a James Foley and others where they cut off their heads," unquote. Trump said this during Saturday night's Republican debate in New Hampshire. His quote continues, "Bring back a hell of a lot worse than waterboarding," unquote. But he did not say what he would do that was worse, reported by CNN.
And this is from the Boston Herald. Well, let me put that one on hold while it loads. Let me do a different one. This is from UPI News. Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton remains the winner of the Iowa caucuses after the Iowa Democratic corrected errors in several precincts. The Des Moines Register quoted Iowa Democratic Party officials as saying yesterday that Clinton won with 700.47 state delegate equivalents, or 49.84%, while Bernie Sanders finished in second with 696.92 state delegate equivalents, or 49.59%. The review of the count in select precincts came amid calls for an audit following reported discrepancies in the caucus results last week.
Susan Sarandon isn't ashamed of the cleavage-bearing outfit she wore to the SAG Awards. The 69-year-old actress dedicated a shirtless photo of herself to Piers Morgan on Thursday after the 30-year-old British television personality criticized her ensemble. Sarandon captioned a screenshot of herself in the 1975 movie The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Quote, today's hashtag TBT is dedicated to @Piers Morgan. Sarandon walked the red carpet with daughter Eva Murray in a black bra and plunging white pantsuit. She presented the in memoriam reel in the same outfit at the ceremony on Saturday, eliciting criticism from Morgan this week. His tweet, would Susan Sarandon wear this to a funeral? No, it was thus horribly inappropriate for an in memoriam tribute. Outraged fans showed Sarandon their support by tweeting their own cleavage-bearing photos, reported by UPI.
And this is from the Boston Herald now. Football is exciting. Chris Martin is not. Thankfully, the NFL and Martin both realized this and added instant excitement. Beyonce and So Hot He'll Make a Dragon retire Bruno Mars to the Super Bowl 50 halftime show. If Coldplay intended to be the headliner, the Brits got trounced by Queen Bey. A day after Beyonce surprised the world with Formation, a song and video celebrating Black pride and championing the Black Lives Matter movement, she took over the world's biggest stage. Against the backdrop of a league struggling and failing to deal with domestic violence, Beyonce blasted out her new anthem of empowerment, backed by dancers mixing militancy and beauty. It may have been the most politically the most political performance in Super Bowl history, but it was also a funky, fun, irrepressible, modern R&B jam. In a smart move, the first commercial after the halftime show was for her upcoming Formation tour, set to begin April 27th.
Janet Yellen is preparing to walk a tightrope. When the Federal Reserve Chair addresses lawmakers this week in Washington, she will have to strike a balance between sounding confident on the domestic economy and acknowledging increased risks from abroad. 2 weeks after officials signaled interest rates may rise more slowly than previously expected, economists and investors will be trying to gauge Yellen's willingness to delay tightening at the March meeting. With financial market turmoil causing uncertainty about the outlook, energy prices damping inflation, and the European Central Bank preparing a stimulus boost that may bolster the dollar, the market implied probability for a rate increase next month has dropped to 10% from more than 50% at the start of the year. Policymakers, including Vice Chairman Stanley Fischer, have cautioned that it's still too soon to decide the next stop, reported by Bloomberg.
From the Florida News Network, if you love all things Disney, how would you like to fill your house with all the magical smells of the parks? Anthology Candles has created a line of Disney-inspired candles that will allow any Disney fan to do just that. The candles are a creation of a Charleston, South Carolina couple. Some of the scents they've created include the Main Street Bakery candle, which is a mixture of hazelnut coffee and cookies, the churro candle, and what's sure to be a favorite, the Dole Whip candle. Scents from your favorite Disney treats are not the only option, though. There are also scented candles for some of your favorite attractions. The Haunted Mansion candle will have you feeling nostalgic with smells of musty carpets and graveyard grass. So you can also try the Soarin' candle, and maybe the Mad Hatter's Tea Party candle. The candles are made of natural soy wax and poured by hand into reusable glass jars, but you have to hurry. If you want to make your house smell like Disney World, all of the candles sold out earlier last week, causing the owners to temporarily close the shop. They are expected to be open again this morning. I don't know where the shop is, though. All right, let's take a little break and be right back. We've got more news bites on the other side. This is The Source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunny to partly cloudy today, breezy and cool, high 63 to 67. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a cool breeze, low 42 to 46. Tuesday will be windy and cooler with intervals of clouds and sun and a high of 56 to 60. Wednesday, partly sunny, breezy and cool, high 56 to 60. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Research tells us that exercise makes us smarter and more productive. However, different workouts give us different benefits. How much somebody earns is not indicative of whether they're a cheapskate or a spendthrift, because somebody who's broke could still have a shopping addiction. It happens all the time. But it turns out the happiest couples focus on just two words: thank you.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services. When your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements, from damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
All right, 12 minutes before 9 o'clock. Let's return to News Bites. The next story is from the Associated Press. A man has died after starting a Raleigh, North Carolina race in which contestants are supposed to eat a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts midway through the competition. Organizers of the annual Krispy Kreme Challenge said in a news release that a 58-year-old man dropped out of the race during the first mile Saturday morning because of chest pains. He was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. The unidentified runner left the race before reaching the Krispy Kreme location, at which some competitors eat a dozen donuts before completing the final 2.5 miles of the 5-mile course. The race is organized by students at North Carolina State University and benefits the North Carolina Children's Hospital. It's in its 12th year.
A new version of a key battle management system received by the IDF is designed to ensure that crippling, successive, accurate strikes are leveled at Israel's enemies in future conflicts, according to senior military sources. The system, known as Lake Castle, was upgraded in under 3 months by the Military Systems for Command, Control, and Management, which is made up of hundreds of young computer programmers. The changes became operational in January. Lake Castle, first created a decade ago, generates a centralized operations picture for military decision makers that can be accessed by commanders at the general staff and territorial command levels, reported by the Jerusalem Post.
From the Wall Street Journal, the number of people renouncing their U.S. citizenship or abandoning green cards has soared to record levels for the third consecutive year, according to the U.S. Treasury Department. The surge is likely the result of stringent U.S. tax policies, according to officials. who spoke to the Wall Street Journal. A record-breaking 4,279 individuals decided to call it quits with the United States in 2015 in comparison to 3,415 people the previous year, according to a U.S. Treasury report. The underlying cause behind the massive increase in renunciations is believed to be the Foreign Accounts Tax Compliance Act, also known as FATCA, which came into force in 2010. The law imposes harsh penalties for non-compliance, even if people are not dodging it on purpose. Andrew Mitchell, an international lawyer who analyzes the IRS, told the Wall Street Journal, quote, "An increasing number of Americans appear to believe that having a U.S. passport or long-term residency isn't worth the hassle and cost of complying with U.S. tax laws."
For the second time in 3 years, Molly Schuler's chicken chomping skills led her to victory at Philadelphia's Wing Bowl. Schuler downed 429 wings Friday morning in a photo finish with fellow professional eater Patrick Bertoletti. Bertoletti, who was last year's champ, finished with 408 wings. The early morning eating ordeal draws boozy spectators who tailgate beforehand outside the city's sports arena to watch flamboyant contestants and suggestively clad women known as wingettes. This year it is known as Wing Bowl 24, Game of Bones. It's a promotion for radio station WIP. 7 eaters were disqualified, 6 for throwing up and 1 for cheating. Wing Bowl's number one rule is, if you heave, you leave. Former NBA great Dennis Rodman was the featured guest. He called the spectacle nuts, reported by the Associated Press.
From the Washington Examiner, former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright on Saturday admonished young women voters at a campaign event for Democrat Hillary Clinton in New Hampshire, telling them that, quote, "there's a special place in hell for women who don't help each other," unquote. She went on to say, "I see a lot of young women in this audience." Albright, who served from 1997 to 2001, was in Concord, New Hampshire when she made the statement. She said, quote, "And you that are here cheering, understand this. There is some few I heard somewhere out there that don't understand the importance of why young women have to support Hillary Clinton. The story is not over," she added. "They are going to want to push us back. Appointments to the Supreme Court make all the difference," unquote. Albright's comments come in light of results from the Iowa caucuses Monday showing that 84% of women between the ages of 17 and 29 voted for Bernie Sanders.
A group of naturists in Canada have traded in wetsuits for birthday suits and begun a series of nude scuba diving events, despite the fact that it's still wintertime. The group, known as Cottontail Corner, rented out a pool at Scona Pool in Edmonton to hold their first nude scuba diving class, or nudie swim. Teacher Ken Holliday said he has no problem teaching the nude class, as he's taught abroad in Spain and Africa, where the practice is commonplace. His quote, "I thought I would give it a shot. When they first came out of the change room, it was a little different. You're so used to seeing people with clothes on," unquote. Holliday says he gets too cold to swim in anything less than a wetsuit and encouraged students to wear a t-shirt to prevent chafing from the equipment, but most chose to remain completely nude. Cottontail Corner started the pool scuba diving lessons as a way to continue their meetings in the winter as the frigid temperatures moved them away from their summer meeting spot at a clothing-optional beach in Devon, reported by UPI.
From CBS News, it's a story heard a lot these days. A cop mistook something a suspect was carrying for a gun and shot him dead. The difference with the Antron Scott shooting in San Antonio last week is that a local tabloid newspaper wants to publicly expose every local cop over it. CBS affiliate KENS-TV reports the owners of the San Antonio Observer held a press conference and spoke on behalf of Scott's family while revealing their plans. The editor-in-chief, Stephanie Zariello, said shootings of citizens by officers go unpunished because the officers remain anonymous.
A study released late last year by 2 Princeton academics, Ann Case and Angus Deaton, who won the 2014 Nobel Prize for Economics, reveals that the death rate for white Americans aged 45 to 54 has risen sharply since 1999 after declining for decades. The increase by 20% over the 14 years to 2013 represents about 500,000 lives cut short. The uptick in the mortality rate is unique to that age and racial group. Death rates for African Americans of a similar age remain notably higher, but continue to fall. Neither was the increase seen in other developed countries. In the UK, the mortality rate for middle-aged people dropped by 1/3 over the same period. This change reversed decades of progress in mortality and was unique to the United States. No other rich country saw a similar turnaround, reported by The Guardian.
And from FoxSports.com, North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory sustained minor injuries after the vehicle he was riding in was rear-ended shortly after the Carolina Panthers Super Bowl loss. California Highway Patrol Officer Ross Lee said the vehicle was traveling on State Route 237 around 8 p.m. last night after leaving Levi's Stadium when it was hit from behind by a Mercedes. McCrory's press secretary says the car the governor was riding in was totaled. The governor's office said in a statement McCrory experienced minor pain but was able to continue to his destination in another vehicle. Lee said McCrory declined treatment.
Some Rhode Island city councilors want to know more about a middle-aged male senior center van driver who posed as an elderly woman during a press conference. It's being reported the council debated the fallout from the January stunt. The Cranston Senior Center's van driver posed as a woman for an event about a snow shoveling program. Senior Services Director Sue Steinhaus resigned soon after. Few details have been divulged since then. Some mostly Democratic council members want more answers from Republican Mayor Alan Fung. Some mainly Republican council members say the case has been closed. Councilman Donald Blott says it doesn't make a difference whether the Senior Services Director resigned on her own or the mayor asked for her resignation. Republicans blocked a move to question the mayor's staff behind closed doors, reported by the Associated Press.
From CBS News, nothing like a nor'easter to start a work week. This will come as little comfort to many living along the coastline, but we are actually dodging a major bullet today. And this would be, of course, those folks in Boston. Just a little commentary to make sense for you here in Florida. Had this storm taken a track typical of so many of our great nor'easters, it would have been historic. The center of the storm was showing an I formation at its center last night. In a word, this storm is an absolute beast. Its center will pass several hundred miles to the southeast today, putting southern New England on the very outer fringe. The greatest concern with this event will be blizzard conditions, powerful winds, and falling and blowing snow in southeast Massachusetts and over the Cape and the islands. Travel is not recommended during the daylight hours today, and blizzard warnings are in and whiteout conditions are being warned in the area.
Just weeks after saying in Davos that Israel and the U.S. may conclude a 10-year memorandum of understanding in the coming months, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told the cabinet yesterday that these negotiations may not be concluded during U.S. President Barack Obama's remaining months in power. Netanyahu told the cabinet that he would like to conclude the memorandum of understanding as soon as possible, but that these issues are complex, detailed, and take time. Israeli and U.S. teams have already been working for months on a new memorandum of understanding that will replace the 10-year framework that expires in 2017 and which provided Israel with about $3 billion annually. Israel is asking for an increase in the annual package, with reports putting that number at some $5 billion a year, reported by the Jerusalem Post.
And from the Florida News Network, the sixth man to walk on the moon has died. NASA officials say astronaut Edgar Mitchell died Thursday in West Palm Beach after a brief illness. After he and Alan Shepard helped rescue Apollo 13, Mitchell was a module pilot in 1971 on the Apollo 14 mission. He died just one day before the 45th anniversary of the lunar landing. Mitchell is one of only 12 men to have ever walked on the moon. He devoted the latter part of his life to studying the mind and physics, along with physics and aliens and other unexplained phenomena. Edgar Mitchell was 85 years old.
Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton yesterday denounced as pathetic Florida Senator Marco Rubio's assertion that she would support abortion as late as the baby's due date during Saturday's Republican presidential candidates debate. Her quote, "This illustrates how Senator Rubio has been just going as far as he can try to, I guess, buttress his credentials with certain parts of the Republican constituency. I have been on record for years about where I stand on on making abortion safe and legal, the exceptions that are appropriate that should be looked into, and the very difficult choices that very few women have to confront that lead to excruciating kinds of decisions, unquote, reported by the Washington Times.
And from the Associated Press, President Barack Obama is asking Congress for more than $1.8 billion in emergency funding to help fight the Zika virus. In an announcement today, the White House said the money would be used to expand mosquito control programs, speed development of a vaccine, develop diagnostic tests, and improve support for low-income pregnant women. That's all the time we have. How many stories today?
30.
We'll be right back.
Casting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pam Puso. Denver's defense shows up at the Super Bowl.
Sack number 1, sack number 2, sack number 3, on and on and on and on.
Broncos fans celebrating a win over the Carolina Panthers, a game that may have been quarterback Peyton Manning's last.
Kind of let this sink in. It's been an emotional week, emotional night.
A parade is planned for tomorrow. The White House wants nearly $2 billion to help fight the Zika virus. It's believed to be linked to a birth defect. The nation's first primary is tomorrow.
A lot of people are now coming up to me and saying, you're right, you're so right.
Donald Trump leading GOP polls in New Hampshire for Democrats.
Hillary Clinton was missing from the campaign trail Sunday as she flew to Flint, Michigan, where residents continue to deal with a water crisis. Now she's trailing Senator Bernie Sanders.
Fox's Kelly Wright. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Any Napa guy knows, and science proves, the best minivan is the one you've already got. Part kid transporter, part drywall mover. Who cares if the faux wood grain is a little faded? That was a platinum package option in 1987. With over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. Because it's not old, it's vintage. That's Napa know-how.
Without automatic cloud backup, everything on your computer is at risk. From hackers, viruses, natural disasters, or even the occasional human error. Few things are as bad for business as downtime. So why take the risk? Get Carbonite Cloud Backup and protect all the files that keep your business or your home running smoothly. Start your free trial today at Carbonite.com. No credit card required. Use the offer code INFORMATION to get 2 free bonus months if you decide to buy. That's Carbonite.com. Offer code INFORMATION.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for 1 day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
Are you in need of custom screen printing, embroidery, or promotional items? Then look no further and come visit the brand new Legacy Team Sales. LTS is conveniently located off 17th Street next to Armstrong Homes in beautiful Ocala. We offer the best prices and highest quality products for your company, team, school, or nonprofit. Whether looking for screen printed shirts, embroidered polos, or travel team uniforms, you'll be sure to find it at Legacy Team Sales. Come visit our new 27,000 square foot facility. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will assist you in every part of your custom purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house and we guarantee customer satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here. your mobile Verizon rep. But not just here, I'll deliver the phone to you in your home. While I'm there, I'll only sell you what you need and I'll personalize it to you. Want to have me get you connected? Then call me at 352-528-0020. I even offer unlimited home phone service for just $20 per month. Just call me, your mobile Verizon rep, at 352-528-0020.
Looking to put your money to work? Florida Credit Union has 3 CD specials: 12 months for 1.05% APY, 24 months for 1.50% APY, and 36 months for 1.75% APY each, with a $10,000 minimum. Federally insured by the NCUA. APY equals annual percentage yield. These rates effective through February 28th, 2016, subject to change at any time. Visit one of Florida Credit Union's convenient locations today or their website at flcu.org.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. Beautiful outside, beautiful inside. Bern Paraiso is in the studio, looking beautiful as always and warming us up. It's 44 degrees out there right now. Wow. Good morning, Bern. How are you doing?
Very well. How are you?
Good, good. You look nice in red, all ready for Valentine's Day.
That is correct.
Yes, it's getting close, right?
Saturday, am I correct? Sunday. The 14th.
Sunday.
And I'll be back on Monday, so it's perfect.
All right.
To wear red today. Good morning to all our, should I say, Super Bowl fans. My son woke up this morning and I can feel the exuberance.
Did you
from
watch it last night?
I did, and he's actually a Panther, and he wasn't too happy.
Okay, wasn't too happy.
Well, he's a Panther fan. Right, and he's 8 years old, and he wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, you could tell. Waking up this morning, I could still feel the energy.
Oh, no.
It has not diminished.
So he's such a fan that he was keeping up with them all season long?
I think he just started that a couple of years ago.
Okay, but I mean, all this season. I mean, so
yes.
in other words, it wasn't just for the Super Bowl. He's been following them the whole way.
I would say yes or no, but I think a few months ago, some of his friends refreshed, the
that's
experience.
Kind of cool.
I could tell he was not happy. You could see the facial expression. Finally, he fell asleep last night. 12:30.
I tried to watch it. I'm not a football fan at all, but
same here.
I tried to watch that halftime thing. I fell asleep before the half.
But I know. Congratulations to the Broncos. How about that?
There you go.
And who's that? Peyton Manning.
Yeah, there you go.
Great guy. And
the three of us are really great when it comes to talk about sports, huh?
Well, listen, I'm not a big fan either. Last night was the first one. I like the advertisements and the concert, Beyonce. Yeah, great job there. I don't know who else, but anyway, good morning to you all. And
good morning to you.
To me and WOCA.
Yes, the whole station.
Right? Now, do you get calls in the morning?
We do get calls in the morning, yes.
And do they tell you good morning WOCA?
No, very rarely.
Okay, so I just said that because I thought that
You'll start a trend.
Are doing a great job here.
It's
and
trending.
We need that as well. So let me see. Dr. I have quite a few here. Dr. Walter Mida. His office is located at the Timberidge area, and also Dr. K.N. Reddy's office. Good morning to the office managers, and they also watched the Super Bowl last night.
They did?
I got a few texts here and there. Let's see. Dr. K.N. Reddy's office has several providers, and they are Dr. Lopez, Dr. Sharon Marquez. We also have Dr. Miller. Good morning to you all. If you are not tuning in live on television, I know that you're listening on your radio. We also have Quick Care. And Dr. Raj Patel and Dr. Naren, they're big fans of Super Bowl.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Good morning to you and happy Monday. They also have another female provider, in the premises, Dr. Caravadia, I think. I hope I pronounced it correctly. And the Office of Quick Care is an urgent care. Is located next to Big Lots.
Okay.
All right. So
the Big Lots on Highway 200.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Do we have another Big Lots?
Yeah, we do. In the plaza where it's on East 40, right off of 25th Avenue and East Silver Springs Boulevard. There are two Big Lots.
I like Big Lots.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. You can put a big home on a big lot.
Yeah. So this is actually before. If you're heading
west on 200.
Right. This is before, and there's like an eye care.
There's a lot of medical providers out that way, aren't there?
We have everywhere. Yes. And Dr. Raj and Dr. N. Patel, they also have another office right here, behind the mall. It is over at Southwest 34th Street. And I know that all of you are listening. You all have a happy Monday.
Yeah.
It's a busy office. I want to mention one thing that they are taking new patients. You have to call. There might be a waiting list. So this means that they're really busy. All right. I need to answer an email from Dorothy Miller. And her question is, when should I have another colonoscopy?
Another one?
When? When should I have another colonoscopy? Well, here's the answer, and this is, of course, from our sponsor, Dr. Vishnu Reddy from Seven Hill Gastroenterology. How often you have a colonoscopy depends on what was found during your first one. It makes sense, right?
Right.
And even if your first screening was clear, you should talk with your physician.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
I have a question about that too, actually.
Right. And remember, three of us.
I know. Robin reminded me this morning.
Right. We should.
Yeah.
We need to get it done.
Robin said something in French. I'm not really sure what it meant.
Well, I'm glad I don't talk French.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm working on it. I will let you know as soon as I get, openings. Anyway, Dorothy, I hope. What do you think?
Three of us. We're doing. I think it's a good idea.
I have a question about
I
have a question about the procedure.
Okay.
Now, last week you told me, and I didn't know this, that you go to sleep for about 45 minutes for this procedure, right?
Right. You'll be good. Yeah.
So there's
sedated.
There's literally a camera on a cable that goes into you, right?
There's a camera that's a virtual. It's like a television.
But I mean, it goes inside of you, right? To
look. Dr. Reddy or gastroenterologist would like to find out. It's like a scope.
Oh, it's a scope.
Yes. Right.
Okay, so
and then it would go every walls of your stomach, and you see it right there.
So the question I have is, when he sees a polyp,
right?
Does he cut it off right then and there, or do you have to come back another day and get that done?
Yes.
Which one?
He will remove the polyps.
Right then and there.
Exactly.
Oh, good.
And does it bleed once you cut something off?
That's a good question. I have not really been inside,
No, I haven't either.
I have been inside, but that's a good question. Can I answer and get that?
Okay.
But does it really bleed?
What does it look like? A little punching bag?
This it's like a stethoscope. Not a stethoscope.
No, I don't mean the tool. I mean the polyp. Does it look like
He will remove. It's just small.
A little thing?
Right. We call it polyps or
like a zit or
adenomas.
Like a zit?
Right, but you are sleeping, and that's the reason because it's sensitive out there, and it's really important.
Oh, I know, and I'm really asking. Hopefully, this is perceived
does
as
it really bleed?
I
That's
know
a good question.
I know I'm silly, but I think it's a serious question.
Well, we got to know.
So you clip this thing off,
right?
And two questions: does it bleed, and where does that thing go? Does it just disappear?
No, I know it's removed. So I would say it's removed.
And then pulled out, or does it just get flushed out?
Well, good question.
Normally.
Those are good questions because who knows,
Yeah, we have to find out.
Most answers, like after the colonoscopy.
Do you remember striped toothpaste?
I've heard.
Okay. There were stripes in the toothpaste. And I always wonder how they do that. How do they put the stripes in the toothpaste? So I'm thinking if this thing bleeds, do you end up with stripes like when you go to the bathroom?
Interesting
I'm
question.
sure they fuse it or something when they
There's got to
remove
be
it.
a flush somewhere, but I will ask Dr. Reddy about that. I just know that some of the the patients that have been scheduled, and this is important, sometimes they don't understand why they are not on time. Simply because there is no way for Dr. Reddy to find out how long it's going to take if there's more polyps to be removed.
Oh, I see.
He's not going to.
Takes longer. I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
He's not going to set aside or put the patient.
Right.
So this is the understanding that that's the reason you have to wait. And I know that you have already done your prep, but just be patient because you'll be right next. So for those patients that are clear and there's nothing, no polyps, that's easier.
So if the three of us go together,
right? And I hope
and you two are done, and I'm still in there.
We'll go for ice cream.
Listen, you are gonna be the first one.
You're going to be the first. Oh, I'm going to be the first one.
Larry, this is
Now, if you see-
interesting. So, Dorothy, I hope you got your answer. And thank you, Dr. Reddy, for producing that answer for me. It's always nice because we have direct connection, with him, and he can answer and email me back. I would also like to wish a very happy birthday to our nurse practitioner, Angel Adams. Happy birthday. It's
Angel
tomorrow.
Adams. Oh, tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
That is correct.
Nice.
Happy birthday,
And
Angel.
happy birthday. And I have a quickie. I want to wish.
A quickie? Okay.
Quickie here. I want to wish happy Monday to Mr. and Mrs. Eves Icard. And they live in Laurelwood. Very, very good friends.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And one more. Last time I mentioned about the mid-state used car, lot out there. But I have another one.
Did you buy a car?
I didn't, but the father was actually a very good friend, from many years back.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah, you said that.
That was
yeah.
mid-state, and they do zero interest on their financing. Good morning to you. They're also listening. One last one. It's Wachtler Fine Jewelers, Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
yes,
yeah.
it's
Okay,
coming
and
up.
he does repair. I was so glad to see because his store is actually next door to Mary Camp Square. I'm trying to remember. Dance Factory. It used to be.
Oh, I know what you mean.
You know where
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is, but he just relocated, and it's nice because he would even fix, broken watches and install batteries. So, Ryan, I think Wackler. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Good morning to you.
There you go.
And again, I believe my time is up, and
It always goes too fast, Bern.
I do, but I like it. And this is all for today. I am Bernadette Bern Paraiso here at WOCA every Monday at 9 o'clock.
We always love having you, Bern.
And
Yes,
I'll
we
be
do.
back, and Monday is President's Day, actually, next
Yes,
week.
it is.
Oh, it is? Okay. So President's Day,
January 15th.
Valentine's Day, it's all
And
happening
happy
at once.
Valentine's
Yeah.
Day. That's correct.
All right.
Thank you. It's always nice to be here.
Thank you, Bern. All right, we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunny to partly cloudy today, breezy and cool, high 63.